Buenos dias, Felipe. Buenos dias, senora. Senorita. I mentioned that because growing up, my sister took Spanish in school, and again, what your older siblings learn, it comes in the house. I wasn't even in school yet. But that gave me an advantage as being the kind of David of the family, a kind of Joseph of the family. So this is a shout out to the baby boy and the baby girl of the families. It is our time. Last shall be first, first shall be last. Forgive me from smacking and pulling orange out of my teeth. We are the same. The mother, the father, the sister, the brother, the dog, the cat. It's different aspects of the same energy. Some given a part to play that antagonizes us. And again, that's the name of the game that I'm ending for myself or have already ended for myself. And others are crying out for the same thing. Uh, no more protagonist, antagonist, no more conflict, no more duality, this versus that. Um, and so, older versus younger, that's one I didn't mention in the other one about duality. I did mention it. Adolescence versus, older person or wisdom. So, children can have wisdom and older people can not be using theirs. So, I am just here to again introduce myself. I am Val, as in Go Ask Val. That is my cash app. You'll know by the time I get done with these. This is my marathon of waking up the sunshine in all of us. Um, I love you all. I come in love and peace and joy and prosperity. I am here to give of the energy that I have, which is from an eternal, perpetual source, and just coming out here and generating, regenerates and renews my faith in God, my faith in myself, my faith in you, my listener or watcher. I have binge watched some of the greatest YouTube influencers I'm sure that are out there. I'm sure there are more out there, but God guided me to a diet of the metaphysical ones, the tarot readers, the ones that are woke and conscious and speaking in a way that I needed to hear to bring me through, to deliver me into my space and my channel. So, welcome to you all. My name, Val, means strength, it means worth. My father's middle name is Ellsworth. He transitioned a couple of years ago, and during his transition, there was a full moon eclipse, something pretty big. It was August. You can look it up. It's public knowledge. August 15th. I want to say 2009, whatever it was. Six people, I was told, actually transition as well in his small community. And again, that's very powerful, very notable. It's a pattern: sixes and nines and threes, three sixes and nines, and I think 12s being a calendar year. But at any rate, it started me on some journeys that I never thought would come into my life. Again, reading tarot cards or tarot, if you want to go ahead and pronounce the whole thing. I think I do, phonetically speaking, so that we can make some continue to clarity, the road to clarity. So, anyway, tarot. And my father used to have this saying about dating again after my mother had transitioned, that a woman needed to at least know who Abraham's father was. That was kind of like his lead-in question. That was like the initiation process. If you don't know Abraham's father, we don't need to talk. Well, I believe that was also a clue for me as well. Because for many years I didn't look it up. I'm like, I don't want to marry you, so I don't really care. I could remember it sometimes, and then sometimes it would just, it wasn't stick. It wasn't sticking until finally I decided to go and look it up. And Abraham's father, if you know it, put it in the comments before I speak on it. Pause it. Don't depend on Google all the time. If you don't know it, look it up in your Bible. See if you can find it that way. You know, do it without looking at the glossary or whatever. You can just whatever your challenge to your next level is. But anyway, I looked it up and again, pause it because I'm about to give it out. If you want to go find out. So 54321. His name is Terah, Terah, and Terah is a anagram for heart. And then we also have, of course, the Torah being the first five books of the law. So these words, Terah and Torah, and just words in general, as well as the mathematics in the Bible, are there for our investigation and our discovery and our sharing. And so that is what I'm doing in a narrative manner, kind of debriefing, if you will, coming up out of that wealth of knowledge, that well of knowledge. Um, the Bible, the King James Version, original, as well as, canonized or paralleled with New King James or New International, whatever be the case. But if you have a King James Version, that is the golden age uh, of my group. And so it gives a wide audience. It's a broad net on the internet. Greater works we were told that we would do. And so this is me as a disciple of Christ, casting my e-net by instruction of Emmanuel to open back up the book, open hearts, open minds, and seeing what it is that was missed, as well as that which has set the world on fire. So one can chase a thousand. That's me. I'm the one. If you like this video at any point, please thumb it up, forward, comment, let me know that you are here. Again, I use the Bible because it is the most popular and worldwide. It transcends religion. People are willing to read it or look at it if there is someone that can explain it in a non-religious way, in a practical way. And that's the biggest one, because as much as I've been hearing on the YouTube screen, um, or any platform, but specifically YouTube has been my go-to, as well as Instagram. Um, we're not getting to the application. We're not getting to the produce. So before we get into completely produce, I am here to connect the what where we've come from to where we are and how we might have gotten here. And again, part of it is single parenting. We have God as a single parent, just like we have a lot of people on the planet as single parents. So, going back to the book, another thing, a fallacy that's been told is that, um, what is it that, oh man, I just forgot it. But basically, that, you know, God is just energy, God is not emotion, and yet we are made in God's image and likeness. Or for those who already are on the other side of understanding or outstanding their performance in the fact that they are God. And so they take on a more active, proactive role, and less, they're past their apocalypse, they're past their Armageddon, they're past their duality, God versus devil, up versus down. It's up and down, it's right and left, it's all balled up into one. They've gotten past the equal sign, the X, or the equals. and equals whatever they are. So, um, again, with the help of you, with the help of God, um, I'm here to bring back both parents, God, the mother, and the father, by way of the Holy Spirit. God said that, or Jesus said, he would send a comforter. And people want to know, is Jesus, was he a real live human being? And I say yes. And I say that I am that human being. I say that you are that human being, especially for those who have taken of communion, given us the power to become, if you weren't already. That's the beauty of being timeless. You can hear this message and it can be 2 years later. I hope it's closer to tomorrow or now, but because time is no more, we can play with or outside of time. Now that we understand that time is an illusion, we can act on that practically. So I'm making this at 11:11 on July the 4th, 2022. And what is to say, and wow, it was 11:11 when I said that, so such an alignment there. What is to say someone won't read it or watch it next week, and basically they are transcending time at that point. They are going back at another time. By the time I upload this, by the time I say something, I've already created a past. So that is our tale. That is our trail that we leave behind, and now we're just more video oriented. We're all now such a manifested aspect of God. We have our own channel, we have our own influence, our own brand. So this is my part of my celebration of wholeness, oneness, high vibrational frequencies and freaks, um, the paranormal, the paracletus, the parentheses, the ancestors, the loving arms around you that goes out further and further and further. Um, Again, I was told that God doesn't have any grandchildren. And again, I think that kind of messed me up. I was open when I heard it, and it did not serve me well, because it just made me kind of cut off mentally, uh, whether there was salvation for them. I just felt like they didn't exist. Any my grandfather or great grandfather, my brain didn't even go back that far to tap into that lineage. And that bloodline. So that's a kind of pinching the veins, or the yeah, the communication lines. And so it kind of got circumvented to a god of ether, ether, or a God that's white with the beard. Even if you continue to say things like God is not a God up in the sky with a beard, it says, okay, but you didn't give me anything beyond that. So then we go into the abstract. God is infinite and a ocean, and you're still describing aspects, until you say more things like source and all that you are. You catch up with yourself. The snake swallowing its tail is also God eating his or her own story. Um, and eating your own story can be, again, another metaphor, or cliche, or whatever, is, eating your own words. So some people are afraid to eat their own words. Some people are afraid to have a life review because they've created a kind of antichrist. So um, I'm illuminated in that I am my own projection of opposition of any kind, and money answers all. And so I have been my own question of my worth. How much am I worth? My name is Valerie. um, I'm worth the same thing that God is worth, infinite amounts. We put it in millions and billions and thousands, but in quote essence, and for me in practicality, this is the busting the of the piñata, to bring down the valuable coins of all the built up, all of the positive karma that comes with me allowing my mind to, one, again, forgive and untie and untwist these things that I may have heard that, intentionally made an impression on me so that I would have this experience. Had I come here knowing and remembering that I am the all, uh, I am my mother, father, and my children and my grandchildren, and I am just a mirror to them, downward and upward again, and there is nothing that can limit us. If I had come here with that in my mind and active consciousness, it would have been premature. So now that I have grown into the knowledge of the truth, now that I have taken everything that I've heard, whether fictional or non-fictional, whether Hollywood or none, based on a story, based on a true story, uh, was the dramatized or embellished, it doesn't matter. When you know the matrix, when you know the pi formula, the phi formula, the phi formula, the phi phi fo fum, the Fibonacci, the do re mi fa sol la ti do, and all that's in between. Because if I say fa, then I also have as father or faith. Then I have fa, fe, fo, fu, fo. There's all other kinds of tonations that we have not explored because we had to focus on learning some rudiments. So a lot of people has made red be bad or red be stop, or again, below the belt being the root chakra is just debased into animal instincts. So we learn that, but it is also the place where it is a mother's water, waters from water, blood, plasma from water. All of these are kinds of separation within the liquid. And so people say that we are, up to 70-80% water, just like the earth is. But rarely do you hear anyone separate the waters from the waters as it was told in the beginning. So, what does that look like? Not just water from ocean and in seas and waterfalls and creeks and brooks, ponds and all of those, but also your plasma and your different chemical responses that brings about fluids and the different gels, if you will, in your own body, that which coagulates, that which flows. So we are that universe within, but also the same way we have uh, veins, we can see the perfect will of God as it pertains to the body being a map. So if we have, just let's just say for example, seven types of bodies of water, like ocean, the river, the sea, the waterfalls, creek, pond, um, even a well. Okay, so that's seven. If we have those seven kinds in the planet and the earth, we can so name them in our body as well. Okay, so when you are well, you are source of drawing out the water, knowing that again, Mother Ocean, and you are the ocean as well. But that's where it pulls back down to. Um, and I've just been wanting again to see what is the common thread in everything that we say and everything that we do, and that is the answer to the matrix. And so knowing the pi formula 314, again, that's the area code in which I actually reside. So I'm the bull, I'm the shot. um and 618 is our neighboring state, Illinois. And so it means something to me, not just in numbers, but also letters, also abbreviations. I believe California has a very big part, again, in the big scheme of it, being like Cali the God. Uh, so I just wanted to share that bit. Um, but again, having ancestors on the sides of you, as in multiple parentheses, as we see on, like I said, the our debit card. Take out your debit card and those that you tap up against, a payment transaction machine. That sound wave, if you will, that microwave. Um, Having this understanding allows us to know that there is no separation between them and us. They've always been there, and any distortion is just from what we've been told, and we received it as our own information and fact, and so processed it. So, um, may this information transform you in the best way possible for the highest good. May it find you as soon as it is well with your soul. Um, I pray that all of your waters are pure and clean, and as we purify the earth, because we are impressing upon the earth as it impresses upon us. And so this is the breaking of the dam, this is the breaking of the basin, to let the waters flow, the Aquarian age of pouring out information in clarity and truth and love and in money, the coin. This is the coin side dance. So people say there's no such thing as a coincidence, and yet we don't really explain what coincidences are, coincidences are. So my coincide is dense based on this information. Thank you to my tarot community. Thank you to King James Version of the Bible. Thank you to my father, my mother. These are again the sparks of light and the vessels that were used to express God in the flesh, in the carnal, for the carnival. I am a carnival, and ready to celebrate with co-creators, a kind of eternal Mardi Gras, a heaven on earth. And how do we do that? First, with again this knowledge that I know who I am. One person knowing who they are makes them a star. Um, Now I'm able to, really embellish and embody other characteristics that, might have had to take a side step or side seat, in my theater of life. But be your own personalized children's book, be your own movie, because you are. And don't play co-star, don't play backseat in your own movie. um, Me finding me and myself makes me, my channel. And so welcome to, you know this stage 5. um, they say stage 4 cancer. Well, this is stage 5, benign cancer over here. Valerie, go ask Val. Moving words around to allow them to lose their power of hurting us. Okay, so if that makes sense as it does to me, come and tune back in, share this with a friend. And until next time, I'll see you later. Take care. Bye bye.